Wow, that was loud. Hey, welcome to Tech Talk. Thank you very much for showing up to this this Tech Talk here on Smart Morph. So what did I just play? Well, I just created this weekend, honestly. And I created it from this sound called Morph ANX drums. That's just kind of a cool sound here that uses Smart Morph. That as you move through the Smart Morph, it changes the tone of the drum, and I made a little sequence to it so I can play over it, and it just inspired me to create a whole bunch of little groove here. So there you go, using the pattern sequencer. The whole thing was done with pattern sequencer and pattern chain, so it moves from section to section on the fly. Pretty cool. So Smart Morph. So what is Smart Morph? Smart Morph was actually something that was added in the original Montage, I think with OS3, something like that, and it was for FMX. And basically what Smart Morph is, it's a machine learning algorithm that learns ANX or FMX sounds. Now with ANX, it was added to Montage M for ANX in OS 2.0, which is the current OS. So what it is it uses a machine learning algorithm that learns ANX or FMX parts that are assigned to parts 9 through 16. And it plots each sound on a point on this visual control map. That's what you see right here. In fact, I'm going to go to a init normal sound, and I'll show you exactly how this works here. So basically, these ANX parameters are put onto these 3 points, red, green, and blue. And then you touch learn, and it creates a sound, and then puts that sound in part 1, and then you can morph through that sound. And really, how about the best way I can show this is just to show you how it works. So I'm going to go over here into edit. Now, what I did here, I just pulled up the init normal ANX sound. You can find that in category search in the init area right here, and then init normal, and I just grabbed the ANX sound, ANX, boom. So bring that up. That's all that this is. Then I touch on Smart Morph, and what you do is you select up to 10, or rather 8 different sounds from parts 9 through 16, and I'll just maybe grab 4 of them. And basically, what it is it's a way to create a new sound without really having to know much about programming, and it just allows you to quickly create these sounds and then morph through them and find ones that you like, or you can use it and morph around as a cool pad or sound effect. But so when I create this, what I do is I'll just go through here and I'll grab some sounds. How about I'll select the keyboard area here. Now you notice that right there, it says SSS disabled. That's fine. All that means is that anytime you put an extra part in 9 through 16, seamless sound switching between performances is disabled. And that's what I'm doing here when I do that. So I'm going to go through here. Actually, I really love this one. So there's my first sound that I'm going to choose. It's this cool ANX synth piano sound. So the next sound I'm going to select, how about something like a brass sound? So I'll touch on brass here. You notice that because I'm directly selecting these sounds, I can play those sounds directly. So I can try out different ones. Okay, here's a cool one. Polyphonic aftertouch. So I'll select that brass sound. How about something like a percussion-y sounds? How about this one that's like this? Almost sounds like an FM sound, but this is an ANX xylophone. Okay, I like that one. And we'll grab one more sound. So I have this electric piano sound. I have a brass sound. how about a sound effect sound? So I'll grab some sort of a cool sound effect one, like, where's the one that, actually, I'll do this one, this musical effect, The Doom is Near. That's a single part. It's a big sound. Wow. So now I have these sounds here. So like I say, you touch this learn button, and the machine learning AI algorithm takes these sounds and learns them. Now, I want to point something out here. On the original Montage, when you did this with FMX sounds, it took about 20 or 30 seconds just to prove the increased horsepower of the CPU in Montage M. It now takes, about a second. So now I have these sounds, and you notice there's no effects because I grabbed that init ANX sound. But if I move through here now, I can morph through this new composite sound based on all of these. Now, you see on the screen here, the key synth sound. So there's a little line here that goes all the way to this corner, and I can go right to that area there. I'll see if I can touch right on it. Now, that's going to be basically that sound. So anytime you go to directly closer to that sound, as you move away from it, that's where the morph begins. But because I'm still close to that area in this green area down here, you still get that flavor here. But as I move up here to this mallet percussion, which is this one here, that xylophone, you'll hear it start to take on some of the characteristics of that. And then Where's the Doom Is Near was this one down here. So if I go all the way down here, or no, the Doom Is Near is this one. Where is it? So here. So you can see it there. So what if I want to have something that's a little bit kind of like the brass sound, which is in the corner there, and the Doom Is Near. Well, let's say I want to just try something else out, and I want to use the same sounds but do another Smart Morph. So now it created a different one. And you can continually keep doing this, and it creates different variations of that sound as you do it. Now let's say I get to here. Now, when I go back to the home page, that's what this sound is here. If I save this Smart Morph and this single sound here, I've now created a sound, and you can continually create new sounds using Smart Morph in this way. It's really cool. Now, let me go to the analyze screen. Right now I have it on auto. So auto means that if I hit learn, each time it might change these areas in this red, green, and blue. There's just, don't worry about the color. It's just kind of what, it's a name for where those parameters are assigned. So as I run through this, it changes it up, but this might change as well. You'll see before it was, I think it was cutoff frequency. Now it's oscillator 1 wave. Now it's cutoff frequency. Well, if I go to manual, now it'll lock those in, and I can try different parameters that I choose, and it will create its Smart Morph based on that. So if I want to say, well, let me see, I'm going to go to oscillator 1 for the red whatever thing, part, place. I'll select, how about pitch? Let's see what happens with that one. And then for this one, we go filter cutoff frequency. And for this one, I'll do wave folder. So now I've selected them using this color here, and it's going to use those parameters to create the Smart Morph. If I do it again, it'll create a different Smart Morph based on those. But you notice that these are locked in here. If I want to try something else out, I can maybe grab texture or something else. And it's really all about experimentation and finding different things that that you like when you create the sound. And once you create the sound, if you save that sound, you can then do another Smart Morph, save another sound. You can endlessly basically create these sounds. And I'm showing it right now with ANX, but I can switch the mode to FMX as well. Now it's going to get rid of the Smart Morph data if I do that. I don't want to do that. But that's how you change the mode right here. So it's a very fast way to create sounds and then place them on this cool Smart Morph grid. The other thing that's cool is that I can also assign the super knob. And you saw that on the little groove I just played. I had the Smart Morph auto going. And what you do when you turn on Smart Morph Link, it will move between up to 6 wave points. So when I go to wave point here, I can create all 6 of them, and then I can change where those are at. And as I move the super knob now, and super knob link on right there, you can use it too. And why is this cool? Because you can automate the super knob with a MIDI controller and automate it to clock if you want to, so it synchronizes to your sequence or whatever. So that is pretty cool. But that's the basics of Smart Morph. And remember, I just started out here with this init normal ANX sound. And now I have this new sound that is morphable right there on part 1. So that's the basics of Smart Morph in a nutshell. It's just a really cool way to create new sounds and interact with them. So that's my basic part here to start off this wonderful live stream. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Hape now, and he'll show you some more cool things you can do with Smart Morph. Take it away, Hape.
Yeah, thanks, Blake. That was a cool presentation. So let me switch to my screen, to my main view. And you already took a part of my presentation, so I can make it a little bit quicker. So what I like to show how to use the super knob with Smart Morph, what Blake already started. So I created this Smart Morph for this live stream. Let's hear what it sounds like real quick. So as Blake already mentioned, there are endless possibilities to morph between these. Let's go to the Smart Morph main page here. And on the Analyze page, or no, on the Super Knob, on the Edit page, you can see that this is based on 8 different ANX parts. And you can see all the white squares are referring to one of the ANX parts in the grid. And I go to the Super Knob page. You already saw this from Blake. And the Super Knob moves along this line, and you have to set to switch on, turn on the Super Knob link so that the cursor follows the Super Knob right now, right? And you can, for example, change the start and end point, which I want to do right now. So I go to the start point, and let's say I want to start with this part, which is referred by this white square here. So I'm exactly starting there, right? And now it moves between the start and end point like this. And as already mentioned, we have these waypoints. You can add up to 6 waypoints, but I'm going to use just 2 for this example to make it a little bit short and not that complex. And in order to change the waypoints, I also can select these parameters and then move the data wheel or work with yes and no. Or I can even grab this point and drag it directly to where I want to have it to. If it's not working exactly, you can correct it like this. And let's set this maybe to this point. There we go. Now we have a certain line with 2 waypoints, and again I can play it real quick so that you can hear what it sounds like. So I have all the these 4 parts, these 4 dedicated parts, and then I have all the in-betweens. Now what I can do is I can automate the Super Knob so that it moves automatically. And in order to do this, I go to Motion Control. I'm already on Super Knob, and now I select Knob Auto. This is where you can turn on the Master Motion Sequence switch and also the Super Knob Motion Sequence switch. Then I go to Edit Sequence because I want to load a preset sequence. I'm a bit lazy and it should go fast today, so I press Job and then I press Load Sequence. I go to the presets and I choose the up and down. I want to reduce the length of this sequence and just use 4 steps for this sequence. I also want to set the amplitude to maximum so that the entire value is, the entire range is used. And then I can use the faders to set the steps, right? So the first one, it should start at the 0 position. So I leave that at 0. I bring this up a little bit to somewhere. I bring this third step to somewhere, and the last step should go to maximum so that it reaches the last point of this line in the Smart Morph grid. So I exit this page and I go again to the Smart Morph page. Oh, by the way, I almost forget, I can also synchronize the sequence, the motion sequence to the arpeggio, to the tempo of the arpeggio. And that's what I do with the synchronize button here. So now I go to the Smart Morph page, and now you can see that the super knob is moving the line automatically. Just for example, so what I can do now is, you can see when I use the play page, you can see that the motion sequence drives the super knob to somewhere in between the lines, but it does not match one of the white squares. Let's say, I mean, it does not necessarily have to be like that, but let's say I want to have it match the white squares. I go again to motion control and turn off the motion sequence for a moment. And then I go back to my Smart Morph page, again to the super knob page. And now you can see I can move the cursor directly to this certain point. But you don't see a value here. But there's a short trick. You can just press assign and temporarily assign one of the assignable knobs to the super knob, and then it shows a value. So when I now move the cursor directly to this point, it shows the value of 343. And if I want to have the other waypoint, the second waypoint, I move it to there, and it is 675. Now when I go back to motion control and to edit sequence, and I like to use these faders to set the values, you can see that we have, in this case, we have a range from 0 to 1023. And in this case, we have just a range from 0 to 127. So I have to convert the values in this case. And this is what I already did to make it short and quick today. So the first point I want to reach is the second waypoint, which is a value about 85. And this first waypoint I want to reach with the third step, it is about a value of 42, like this. So I go back to the Smart Morph page, and now I go to the play page so that you can see that it really targets the squares, right? Right. And what I can do now, if I'm not happy with that, I can also, while I play, I can change the waypoints, for example. So for example, I want to change the waypoint number 2. So I just select it, and then I can play, and I can move the waypoint while I'm playing. Sorry. Just like this, and it gives basically endless possibilities. And yeah, that's it for the part of the super knob and the motion sequence. And now what I want to show you also is that you can of course combine different parts with a Smart Morph performance. You can start with a Smart Morph performance like this, or you can start with a different performance and can then import the part you created with a Smart Morph into a different performance. But I like to just add a part here, and I tap on the plus on the slot number 2. I'm going to search for a pad here. And there we go. Back to Performance Home. And now I added a pad to this performance and I can play it both together, right? Some shimmer reverb at the end or whatever. You can also, if there are assignable knobs programmed and assigned to certain parameters, you can also work with them, even with the Smart Morph part, for example. So when I play the Smart Morph, I can use the cutoff assignable knob here to reduce or open the cutoff. Yeah, that's a small view on super knob with motion sequence for Smart Morph and adding additional part. Of course, you can add up to 7 parts under keyboard control, morph to up to 8 parts in total for performance under keyboard control. That's it from my side, and now Joel from France will show you the next part. Take it away, Joel.
Yeah, thank you. A nice demonstration and things that you can down. So let's come to me, and I will explain to you some things mixed from what Blake and Abe explained to you. I have started with a Smart Morph I have made from 3 FMX synth brass to create a sound. I want to use the Smart Morph, and you can use it to create sounds. If you do not want to go inside all the settings, editing, trying, you can use the Smart Morph as a base for sound creation. So 3 synth brass, I can have here, I know my blue point, I can have some melodic things I can do with that one. I can go to have some more woody things, I would say, or ringing things if I want. Very ring here. But if I go to the pink area, I have more chord things. More bright here. Let's bright here. And see more, I'm near the white point. I come to the original sound I choose. And let's say I want to keep that sound. I like that. This is the synth brass sound I want to play with my right hand. And now I want on the left hand here use a ANX bass sound, but with the Smart Morph. And we can do that. Here I have FMX Smart Morph. I want only that sound, the blue point here. Or I can do that. Just I press here on the part, I do copy, and I press copy, and now my part 2 is the exact copy of what I have on my Smart Morph part 1, but only for the blue point, I will say. And now I have the same synth sound for the brass. So it was FMX, and now I want to have ANX. Okay, so to do that, let's go to the Smart Morph. Let's go to Edit. And on the top here, on the top, you see you have the choice to work for the Smart Morph with the ANX or the FMX. I was on FMX. I will press ANX. All will be delete. Yes, of course, all will be delete. You see the name, but that will change because I have delete all. And I will change to ANX bass sound. So I press category search to win sometimes on that episode. I choose some sound on favorite, of course. And for the part 1, I want to have the basic analog. You will see a little bit why later. Let's continue. I have the 80s synth bass here. And like Blake explained to you, you can hear directly the sound and be sure this is what you want. But here I have choose. So 80s sound. For that one, I go to the classic mini bass. So more vintage sound, I will say. The bass talking. If you do not have tested that one, please test it. Very great sound. Here I choose that one. I add a fourth, the 70s legend. So I have ANX synth bass sound from the 70s, from the 80s, from the 90s, from more modern sound, and I will have a Smart Morph with all of that. Just pressing like Blake, show you learn. And now I can test my sound. But you hear, I have my synth brass already from the FMX on part 2. So I need to make a split here to be sure to do not have on the left part the synth brass. Okay, and now I have only here, and I can choose. But you need to play in the same time, you need to share the sound you want. So perhaps for a more creative way, you want to have some helps from the Montage M, and you have some great things to have some help here. Of course, I think about the arpeggio, yes. And that's very great because if you want to play in manual way on the left side, you can do for the bass the split here. But if you want to work with the arpeggio, do not make the split here. Please, 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 please. So let's go to the arpeggio. I choose my part 1, which is my ANX Smart Morph. I go to navigation. I press to ARP. I go to the ARP command. I have the ARP part and ARP master on. I set the hold on to remove my hand and work with my Smart Morph as I want. And this is here, you do not limit the range when you work with the arpeggio, and the ARP will start, of course. I will stop it. And now I can play a chord, as an example, and share the sound I want. As an example, now if I want to work in a manual way, I stop the arpeggio and I do the split and I play like that. But let's continue with the arpeggio for my part. So that's great. I have the arpeggio running. I have my synth brass. Okay, but we have seen with Ape that we can work with the super knob to make the ANX bass part evolving, I will say. So let's go to the Smart Morph. As Ape show, we go to the waypoint. Here I choose 6. I will not change them. It's just to show you, of course. Ape show you how to change all of them. And now I can use my super knob to change my bass sound. With that end better. Or I can use my foot pedal, of course. So I can make the sound evolving, but perhaps you think, okay, but at the end of the song, I will be a little bit tired by moving my foot like that. And I show you that we can use the knob auto, the motion sequencer for the knob auto, and it's very easy to use. We will go quickly because I show you super knob auto, master, the knob auto, okay. I will set the synchronization for the tempo. I will go to edit sequence, to the job here, to load sequence. And I have a lot of things here. And you can go to the preset. Hopefully I choose something different from Ape. And we have that nice view. And Blake show you that you can use the faders to change the step value. You can use the buttons also to change the pulse if you need. That's a thing that we have exchanged with Toby. Toby, if you have here, hello. On the Yamaha Synths.com forum, we have exchanged about that. So I'm very happy to show you a little bit with Ape. Things like that you can edit your sequence. It's not only a color change. You can edit things when you are on that color for the motion sequencer. And now I have my motion sequence that made evolving the song in automatic way, I will say. And you can manage what you want with the amplitude to have the maximum value you want. I think I want to go like that. So, okay, now I have a nice synth brass. I have a nice arpeggio for my ANX Smart Morph evolving with the arpeggio, with the motion sequence. I miss a drum. I need to have a drum. And it's very easy to have a drum. Press the shift, press here to have the rhythm pattern. I keep the shift to manage a slow things to come here after the techno. I will go to the electro kit here, press exit, and now we have a drum. And I can play directly all of them, of course. Very great to have a creative way for searching the sound you want, made evolving things. Start a bass from the song you want to create. And that's all for my part. I think, Blake, it's up to you now.
Cool. Thanks, Joel. That was awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
So there you have it. There's quite a few things that you can do with Smart Morph. Outside of just creating a new sound, you can use that sound with other parts, with arpeggio, with drum patterns. It's really a pretty awesome technology. I remember when it showed up. In fact, I remember before it came out when they explained it to us, and we were just, I think everyone here remembers that. Like, wow, that's pretty cool and unexpected. It sort of came out of nowhere. So very cool. I love this feature quite a lot. So, well, before we go, let's talk about resources, because I absolutely saw some things in the chat over there that I want to give you guys some direction on where to take some of those ideas and thoughts and information requests. Well, first of all, there's Yamaha Synth. YamahaSynth.com is our website that we post articles. I repost all of the montage tips videos up there. Some articles. There's some really cool content that I found that I'm going to post that is just really cool on different products like Seek Track and so on. That's up at YamahaSynth.com. There's also a forum up there that you can ask questions and interact with the Yamaha synthesizer community at the Yamaha Synth forum. You can see all these links in the description of this video here. Idea scale. I definitely saw some ideas going up today, and by all means, and I actually know that there are a few of you out there that I've seen on Idea Scale. So thank you very much for sharing your ideas. I can tell you this, every week I have a meeting with the guy who's the content research and development person, who's I think currently in Japan right now, because he goes a lot more often than I do. And we absolutely go through every single one of these ideas and we'll put them into a status where we get them in front of our development team. So if you'd like to put an idea up there, go to Idea Scale. And join that community. It's a great place for that. SoundMondo is our free social sound sharing site. It supports basically all of our synthesizers, Montage M, CK, YC, CP. You can upload sounds. You can download sounds from other users. That's SoundMondo. That's our free social sound sharing site. SoundCloud, lots of demos, demonstration stuff. I put all the 58 auditions that were added to OS 2.0 on SoundCloud for you to listen to as well. That's where our Behind the Synth podcast, where we have over 50 episodes of a podcast, including lots of people that I've talked to over the years. That's at SoundCloud. And then the music production guide. This is something that is quite possibly the best looking piece of content that's out there as a magazine type format. Hape works on the music production guide. There's a new one coming soon. There's always a new one coming soon. Definitely join or go up there, get the latest one. You can download all of the previous ones. Sorry, I'm seeing some of these comments go by. Anyway, so if you want to join the music production guide, if you want to get those music production guides, download them. They're there. Check the link in the description. I'm just watching people asking, what happened to Phil? And of course, Phil came through and said he retired, but he's definitely around. I talk to Phil about once every few weeks, check in with him because he's a mentor, let me tell you. So that's all I got. Hey guys, thank you so much for this tech talk. That was great. And I think the next one, I'm not sure what it's on. It's in November though. I know that. Do you remember what it is?
Yeah, it's Poly Aftertouch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll talk about that on the next episode of Tech Talk. Check YamahaSynth.com for the for an article on when that's going to happen, and we will see you there next time. Thank you so much for watching this edition of Tech Talk. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks all, and bye-bye.
Bye bye.